If you're browsing social media or YouTube looking for any garden inspiration, you'll notice right now that everybody is talking about starting their fall gardens. But if you're a container gardener in a warm climate like me, you're probably thinking, wait, what? I can't put any fall stuff out right now. It won't make it. It's still too hot. What about me? Am I going to miss this entire season? If this is you, you've come to the right place because I'm here to show you, yes, you can have a fall garden as a container gardener in a warm climate. My name is Ingrid Butler, balcony gardener extraordinaire, and I'm here in New Orleans making videos on container gardening. If you like content like this, I upload videos every single week, so do hit that subscribe button. I promise you won't want to miss out. With all that out of the way, let's get started. So the biggest thing about taking one's garden from a summer to fall is pulling up things and planting things, obviously. But the advantage that container gardeners have over raised bed gardeners or in-ground gardeners is that we can continue to pull things up and plant things without disturbing the soil of other plants around it because our plants are in these individual containers. But rather than doing the pulling and the planting all at one time, I want you to think about doing it in waves, or what's better known as succession planting. Typically, when gardeners talk about succession planting, they're talking about planting one crop every couple of weeks so that they can have a continual harvest throughout a season. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about succession planting as a way to ease the transition between your summer and fall gardens rather than doing it all in one go. Gradually swapping out warm weather crops for cool weather crops in waves as the temperatures start to decrease in your area. Personally, I love this for me, and I love this for you too, because if you think about it, changing a garden over from summer to fall could be really exhausting if you have to do it all at one time. Think about it. You have to pull up plants, you have to refresh the soil with compost or whatever nutrients you're going to put into it. Then you have to start seeds and plant seeds. I mean, it's a whole thing. And I don't know about you, but I like doing things with ease. Gardening peacefully whenever I can. So I love the flexibility that container gardening gives me with being able to take this really large job and break it into these manageable bite-sized tasks. Because I'm in a warm climate, I still have summer crops that are very much doing their thing in the garden. Granted, at various stages of production. I have okra that's still producing a pod almost daily. I have melons that are ripening up, but I also have peppers that are just about to set their first fruit. If I had to wait on those peppers to finish up in order for me to pull everything out to start my fall garden, I will have missed the entire season. Absolutely not. And then I would just be sitting there looking at empty containers, sad. Balcony all patchy and things. Nobody wants to look at that. I know I don't. One way of taking advantage of this wave style of planting for the fall season is going outside right now and deciding which warm weather crops are about ready to come out. That way you can come in and start seeds for that number of containers. This way, when those warm weather crops are ready to come out, you have a healthy set of starters ready to take their place. And you keep doing that throughout the season, slowly and gradually transitioning from warm weather crops to cool weather crops. That is how you take advantage of the fall season. I've already done this step. So I know that I have 5 containers that will be ready to go by next month. Okay, but first, real quickly, 2 disclaimers. First, this is definitely part 1 of 2 videos that I will be doing covering seeds of things that I will be planting in my garden over the fall. If you check out my full balcony garden tour, or if you just stick around, you will soon see that I love to pack my garden in with all the plants that she will fit. So yeah, I just thought if I packed everything in one go, that would make for a really long video. But yeah, definitely be looking out for another one. Also, yes, I'm a container gardener, but no, I do not stick to growing plants that have been predetermined as container varieties. I want to grow what I want to grow. I want to grow things that excite me, things that sound delicious. I don't want to be confined to only growing what someone has just decided what would work for me. I want to decide what would work for me in my garden. So if you're someone who is looking for recommendations on container varieties specifically, you're really not going to find that here. But before you click out, I still want you to stick around because you might be inspired to try something new. Now, the fun part. Let's take a look at these seeds I'm going to be planting. Bring on the seeds. All of these seeds are going to be coming from Botanical Interest. I will link them down below. They're a great company. The germination rate for their seeds is top tier. But this is not sponsored. This is not an ad. What happened was they had a Memorial Day sale, so I picked up all of my fall crops early because if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So I got these seeds for like $1. Yes. Because I'm in a warm climate, I know that my fall season will start with one more round of warm weather crops that will give me a fall harvest in about 60 days. Because I'm in a warm climate, I get to start my fall season off with one more round of warm weather crops that the sun just tore up over the summer. I'm putting in some summer squash, another round of sun-gold tomatoes, and some bush beans. So I'm going to have 5 containers that are going to be first up to be planted in. I already know 2 of them are going to be planted with bush beans. My dad and I love green beans. So I already know I need 2 containers worth for the both of us. And these are the French fillet bush beans. This next one was definitely unplanned. Sun-gold tomatoes. So the sun really just tore her up this summer, but I was able to get a few. And so I made a recipe with them yesterday, and they were so good. Up on first bite, I'm like, Ingrid, yep, there's only 59 days to harvest. You're gonna have to start another one of these. So the last of the warm weather crops, round zucchini. I already love zucchini, but these are round, so they're cute. I'm growing these because they're cute. Don't judge me. Yeah, 2 containers of these. Now we're getting into some of the cooler season crops. So the temperature here in New Orleans is consistently upper 90s, lower hundreds. The okra right now is loving this, but come late September, when things cool off, she'll be ready to be pulled up, and then my root veggies will be ready to go in. First up, I have golden beets. So I'm not crazy about the red beets, but I hear that the golden ones, they don't really have that like dirt flavor. I hate to say that, but you know what I mean. So I'm really excited to try these. Next up, radishes. I love radishes. I love dipping them in hummus for a snack. So I am thrilled that I'm going to have these on the balcony instead of having to go to the store every time I want a good snack. Last up, red bunching onions. I've never seen anything like this. So I am really excited to get to taste this. So yeah. Okay, roots. Also around this time, late September, early October, temperatures will be cool enough for me to grow greens. Y'all don't understand. I am really hyped because I started my garden really late this year, so I missed the time where the temperatures would have been suitable for me to grow lettuces. So I am really excited to finally have some lettuces and some greens and things in my garden. So first up, I have mustard spinach, mustard and spinach. Here we go. Tender green mustard spinach, red giant mustard, and oceanside spinach. I'm so excited. I already know this is going to be good. I cannot stop. Marvel of the Four Seasons lettuce. I've never had this, but I hear that it's really good. So I'm really excited to try. Red romaine lettuce. How beautiful is that? I picked it up because it's beautiful. I mean, grow beautiful things in your garden. That's all I'm going to say. Top soy. This one I read is filled with loads and loads of vitamins, it's a superfood. So I'm really glad to introduce this into the garden. And of course, I drink kale in my breakfast smoothies every morning, so I'm really glad to be supplementing my grocery store bill. This last set of seeds, they thrive in really cool weather. So I want to give the temperature in New Orleans a chance to really come down. So I'm thinking late October. These are going to go in to replace the peppers that will be ready to come out. First up, I have a shelling pea and a snap pea. The shelling pea is the Iona. I love peas, so I'm really excited to have these in the garden. And then I have the Sugar Daddy snap pea. I grew these actually in late spring. They were so good, but it got too hot too fast, so these clocked out early. So the very last crops to go in my balcony garden will be my broccoli and cauliflower. So these crops in particular, they need the coolest weather they can get to thrive, so they will be going in absolutely last. And that's it. That rounds off the fall season. So that's it for this video. My takeaway for container gardeners, especially those of us growing in a warm climate, do things in waves. Don't think about having to do everything all at one time. Gradually swap out those warm weather crops as they stop producing for cool weather crops, and you'll be able to grow all season long. If you have a little time, check out my full balcony garden tour. I think you're gonna love it. Also, be sure to subscribe so that you can catch round 2 of the seeds I'll be growing in my garden this fall. Until next time, go make a little magic in the garden.